this is the this is the stuff. Okay, so I did suspect a lot of things prior to August 1st, 2018. There has been like a lot of childishness and some sort of a show from these individuals targeted toward me. Apparently, they have been fed with the idea that I was simply like a sex toy in Sweden for males to, and this has been like the thought that has been fed by the people just around here. I I just left to study like how to say it, like in the, like when you speak to a normal person. I just went to study like any other normal individual. I did all the proceedings. In 2013 or in 2013, it was still fresh. There was like a war in Syria. There was like or civil war in Syria. Things were not good in Turkey. Russia has just invaded Crimea. So I went basically to make studies, and I lived like in a reality or in a world where like okay, like the postal services works normally, as well as a lot of other things. Apparently, I arrived. Uh, there was no, yes. It's like people. I had like a lot of theories, but the main thing is that nobody has visited basically. I did face some sort of racism and a lot of things that I somehow expected. What I didn't expect is that people like simply assault individuals or folks trying to see me. Then they do some sort of display or like a scenery to just prove to themselves mentally that they have not, that they didn't came to visit me or to do things with me. So there's a neighbor at 75B, number 2. I will knocked on the door on the 2nd or on the 3rd of August. Hi, is this person in here? Trying basically to find out what has happened. And I remember it's like up until August 2018, I was entering at night at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. I was just focused on my plan. I didn't expect any visitor. I didn't expect someone to be seen. I go to the house where I am in Algiers. There has been still fumes left from February 2016. Well, because basically I went to live on my own. I was practically successful, and I just found out like 2 hours ago that the problem with my money basically comes from a member of family who lives in the UAE. He's like the he's the relative to my second brother wife. He works in a bank or something like that, and this is where my payment issue comes from, as well as a lot of other things. There is no trust situation basically to be built in order basically to conduct work which is based on climate change resolution. Uh, I don't know. In terms of the work, I just see the nine Austrian provinces. Uh, they're just nice with me, as I understood from the individuals. They're just nice with me, and that's completely comprehensible. Basically, it's normal. Basically, it's like I just submitted things and I'm successful in doing things. Uh, the work comes from an Austrian professor. I kept it. I kept it under the same flag. Uh, I didn't expect these obstacles, and these people are not in jail. Basically, they are just left to roam around. So I contacted these folks. I contacted this guy, and when I went to pick up things, I think I have people who, yes, who decided to be like to give some sort of a power of attorney. Just to go back in time, in uh, in January or in yes, in January 2017 or in December 2016, it was not completely like a normal life basically, because I still had it's like there's like experts and entities. Then there was like some sort of individuals simply committing not a lot of crimes, but they had some sort of racism, they had some sort of an ideology, and they had like a lot of lies to say basically. This, from my own research and from the lady at the Swedish embassy, this is where my degree was, and things sent to me by normal individuals. There are people who cut off the feed of postal items that comes to me. They keep them in a location and they said something else, and it has been basically the situation with Switzerland. They have received this, and this is the green uniform personnel who on May 7th has informed me about that my items have arrived. And also in here, apparently there has been like people traveling, and when they asked about me, there are like three people who have the same first name as me, and people do not know me in here, and they don't refer anyone to me basically, just like that. And I do meet people, random people outside in the street, they just walk by, even though that they have information, they don't say the same. Uh, I saw the glasses. I stood next to the person and I told him, and I asked around. I made sure that he has seen my presence, but apparently it's folks who act like I don't know. It's just an abnormal behavior, and if there has been like some sort of recruiters or people basically coming to, they were just like yes, they were never made aware of my presence. And I was kind of pissed because I remember during the year of 2017, 2016, at least when I was sleeping, nobody was bothering me. In 2017, people were bothering me when I was asleep. I was like awaking my dogs. I was awaiting bad people like in the middle of the night. Sometimes I had like to sleep in the morning. I had a lot and a lot. I had like a clear case of harassment. It's like it could have been seen by everyone, and it's just because one or two person couldn't deal clearly or in the best ways with this situation. I don't wish basically like to arrive like with a high level of testosterone to a certain location. Now my writing to the Austrian embassy in Rabat was basically, I think, was successful this time around. I did not receive like notification that nothing has arrived them, so my message has arrived to the location. I'm just basically like trying to reset it again and send it basically. And yeah, it's like this is what I noticed from these individuals. It's like they just list wrong people on a certain situation in order to commit how to say this, to commit indiscriminate rape against peaceful females. And Basically, because they have some sort of a sectarian belief, what do they say to themselves? Is that they are able to commit all sorts of atrocities. It's not like I think I know, I'm 100% sure. And basically, and now it's like you have children intervening in international affairs without, not without the supervision, but without, yes, without previous calculus. They are just creating a mess, and they have been like doing so for an extremely long period of time, assaulting and assaulting and assaulting individuals simply like that. I speak with people and I speak with a lot of individuals. Apparently, they do not have the guts to stand to mention to their colleagues that they are being like doing very wrongful actions. I met the disciplinary board. Apparently, my meeting with this disciplinary board came after massive protest coming from few individuals in Algeria. This is what has been left for me from Professor Wagner in Austria. And it's like, it's like normally when you discuss people who are experts in energy and environment matters regarding climate change, that I've been a solver for that problematic. Yes, it's not, I cannot say to people like just out loud, I hold a grudge against you for harming people who try to assist me or try to be helpful to me. Even though I think through my thinking that I'm very selfless. I remember I was making a lot of videos with my other hard drive that has been fried. Apparently in 2017 or in 2018, I was battling the individuals who had some sort of a thought coming into their brain to basically simply assault people, and it just grew and grew and grew, and basically it's like what I had like some sort of jealousy from males who are like in the Western world, who basically prevent me from simply obtaining a permit or something like that. And I was in 2017 and 2018, as I passed along to the European Court of Human Rights about the presence of childishness and the process of identifying state aggressors. And basically, I've been focused on doing my task and on doing my work. Well, I've been so lucky to arrive to Sweden and two things. However, there's been like a huge show of childishness, craziness, and things that I clearly said out loud on my video. I tried to get treatment. I have faced with thieves who apparently have some sort of governmental positions or have some sort of a political position, who basically try to steal money that I gained or that I stocked for my personal health, not to buy nuclear weapons or to buy fighter jets or to attack people, but just for my personal health. They create some sort of legal argument in order to commit this theft, and this is prohibited by the Geneva Convention, but there is really nobody that you can speak with. Should I say that the world has been this way, or like to everyone else but me? Then it changed because I contacted, well, a high-ranking diplomat or a high-ranking political individuals, or like world-class economical people. Apparently, the show of hatred and the show of Nazism and the show of craziness did not stop. They just added things. Apparently, the concept of leaving people alone is not normal. And there's like the concept of yes, we will pick up things from your postal services, steal things, attack your acquaintances, as well as a lot more. I do have the documents and people who have the same last name as me. So I have gained this and this. Apparently, I went to do this on the 8th of October 2017. I was at that location, I think on the 6th or the 7th. When I went there, I left the woman who raised me, I left her in the house. I came back and she said that she has to leave basically. I couldn't figure out if she was assaulted. I couldn't figure out if something has happened to her, as well as a lot more. At that period of time, I was just like a skinny individual trying to do things. But apparently, they have received some sort of news from certain people. Apparently, I don't just. This is like a reality in real life. It's like if you assault a woman or people, well, there's like the legal bodies and legal officers who go there and arrest you, and then they start doing like some sort of psychological profile. And as I was speaking with an individual this morning, it's like, well, if something was stolen from me and it was like within the property of the Swedish police, they will just give it to me like for some sort like in 5 days times. However, apparently in Algeria it's completely different, because when I was robbed, I had like 6 weeks. 6 weeks later, I was just traveled back, and I just remember that I had no paperwork. I had no passport. I had no this. They were like stolen. But apparently now I have like to deal with schizophrenic individuals who have some sort of legal authority within the judiciary, within the security forces, and within who simply just try to make some sort of a scene or a movie in order to attack. I was here on October 31st. There has been like some sort of fight downstairs. Two of the neighbors came downstairs, and apparently, I don't know for whom these individuals take me. Apparently, there's like this neighbor here who have told individuals that I'm like a violent criminal, or I'm this, or I'm that. And apparently, I'm someone with energy links, with links within people who do policy development, with people who do policy making, with people who do law making, and with people who works on the environment. And apparently, nobody has been willing to, well, just write and speak with me or send me letter. But apparently they have been faced with some sort of racism, Nazism, and discriminatory tone, which is from the segregation era. And I remember what I have been focused about all along my life. Apparently, people do not read things. They believe what you say on camera. I had to send things. I had to face revengeful actions from my family. And the year 2017 was a very, very hellish year. Yes, I still cannot get that out of my memory, and I don't want them out of my memory. I still have. I still kept in writing all that I have sent to the European Court of Human Rights. Basically, I have sent money. Do you know what happened? This is how cruel these people are. Do you know what has happened? They also steal the money coming from legal compensation, and they add a layer on the hellish life that you have. And apparently they do not do this because they have some sort of a child in the house who have some sort of deep psychopathic problems, that they commit all sorts of theft, they commit all sorts of things. Apparently, even like in Sweden, people were like, it's like a feeling of jealousy. It's like, oh, why don't I get like an American passport like him or a British passport? Why don't I go through that? Why don't I get it? They all say all of this stuff. Apparently, I just decided to make movies. Like, yeah, why does he has like an internship in Germany and we don't? Uh, why is he? Why do? Yes, and apparently in Sweden it is like individuals who have some sort found a way. Is like when females or people come to approach me like to be acquainted with me or to be involved in this and that, they're just turned away. This situation has also been very, very noticeable in Sweden or in Sweden where I was, where I believe because I didn't see it, they just yes, take people out, they make them do all sorts of things. Where it has been normal is like there has been like about 451 scholarship recipients. 450 of them had a normal life. I had like religious discrimination from Christians, religious discrimination from Jews, uh, some sort of an attacks coming like from probably like IDF. Then it was like a lot and a lot and a lot of people. And thankfully my life has been quite clear and quite concise. However, even like when I'm in on those individuals, I do have people who make second thoughts about what I'm doing because they are seeing movies and they think that I'm the individuals involved in that scenery. It's like, well, I've been working extremely hard. My first day was in 26th of August 2014. We had like an introductory lecture, then the 1st September started, and there was like the teammates, the scholars, they do not have the guts or like the transparency to tell you, well, this person has visited you and he left something to you, or he wished to say a message. This doesn't happen. And I kept on recounting my life, and since I arrived here in 2017, people were apparently blocked like at the level of the train station or at the level of, yes, they've been just this, like they make it like some sort of Vienna situation. It's like nobody could enter. And then I thought maybe it's like, okay, I kept being focused. I kept on going every day, and I simply had like, well, it's like individuals who have decided to rebel and cause a lot of problems. And apparently, I did ask around, have you seen? So I go around each day. And okay, hi. So I've been studying in Europe. I've sent some claims. I did not think that something will happen. In September 2017, October 2017, November 2017, and by December 2017, I was going each and every day to the Swedish embassy. I asked my family, I asked a lot of things, if they have seen any of these people. Apparently, while Sweden was in the United Nations Security Council, they have found a way to basically kidnap people from airport or from certain location. They take them to an area in 14 or Sidi Hassan or Miftah, there's like some sort of house there, and people that I know, they are some bad things have happened to them. Few of those individuals were basically members who have the last name of my mother or my adoptive mother. Other individuals were like some sort of involved in like this situation that well, there has been like a change of government from this person to that person just instantly, and then that person has some sort of or that group of people or two federal state or three federal states, people who lived or originated from that area or from those customs have decided to attack me because I hold values or I have some sort of basis that I had in the past about like female sexual abuse, uh, child abuse, uh, female sexual abuse, child abuse, abuse of abuse of power, quality education, and some sort of laundering of money. Also, because they're somehow, I figure that somehow reliant on Finland to safekeep or safeguard their business transactions, and that when I entered that market with my ID, which is not in the oil field, apparently they have sent some sort of fears that I have wished to basically intervene in these matters. But apparently I asked repeatedly again and again and again, have you seen anyone who visited me at this location? But apparently the type of schizophrenia is so high. They have some sort of people doing like a lot of strange things on the basis of Brexit, and that they have some sort to need to model some sort of a new approach. Why am I involved in that approach? I don't know. Then people were getting some sort of sickness and they were getting some sort of hatred and jealousy about the fact that I had some sort of an exemption from the army. I cannot just say to people, well, this year is my, when you have spoken or when I get the card, it was like my ninth year, basically in my ninth year, basically since I was an adult, since adulthood or prior to adulthood, that we had to do some sort of this and this and this and that. I'm not involved in any military conflict, but then there was some sort of a British Prime Minister who was some sort of religious orthodox, and she applies her religious convictions into political matters, and I was affected by that. And it was a lot, I had some sort. Then I went to ask a lot of people, and I was very, very much focused, and I asked around. Apparently, uh, I asked someone about Mrs. Celia. Apparently, someone has located her location in a certain building between like building 40 and building 50, and that was a while back. And apparently, there are some sort of this schizophrenic individuals whom I think, or that, or well, before getting to the embassy and speaking with the female representative or female security at that embassy, well, they were somehow getting some sort of pleasurous acts. Then I remember the 10th of September, the 9th of September, the 18th of September, when I was going back to the house in Algiers. I was meeting people who were there. I had some sort of the same psychology that I had in Sweden. I was very much focused. I did all my paperwork. I did a lot of things. I was not lazy. Apparently, I still have people who commit crimes and who escapes with it or escapes with those crimes.